What's up, everybody? Welcome to a sponsored trailer reaction here on youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Forbes 30 Under 30, a.k.a. the Game Awards Future Class, a.k.a. Puzzle Poppy, Blessing, Eddie Oye Jr. What is up is that you and I were at the Game Awards. We saw all the trailers. Well, I saw a lot of trailers. You were behind a jib. You didn't see a lot of stuff.
I saw maybe 25% of the trailers.
You saw 25% of the trailers, and we came back and we had a good time. We were partying. We were just having a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Just having a great time.
Fantastic time.
SEGA reached out to me, and they said, Greg, we know you're a SEGA kid. We know that's how you were raised. Do you want to watch the Power Surge trailer and reminisce? And I said, of course I do. I said, can I bring Blessing? He's a bit of a SEGA kid himself with the Sonic and the Jet Set and the whatnot. And they said, sure, why not? So what I thought we would do is, of course, watch the SEGA trailer from the Game Awards together, all of us, right now. You could, of course, see it on your own over on YouTube. It's called Power Surge SEGA Reveal Trailer. Talk a little bit about it as it happens, all right? So you've probably already seen it. We've already seen it, but we want to react with you. So let's hit it, Kevin.
Yo, yo.
So Kevin, pause it. What the hell did you think was happening?
So
when
I
this
had
was
no
happening?
idea because we had our predictions and we had our ideas of what was going to happen. And as soon as this started, I was like, okay, that's not what's going to happen. And so what is this going to be? And when I heard the Sonic rings, I was like, are they about to launch a new console? Like for a second, I was like, are they going to launch a new thing?
They had the controllers. They had the Sonic rings. They're tossing them around. I remember watching this and being like, is this... What is this?
Maybe it's like a new Dreamcast.
Is this
what's going on here?
Is this an overall just Sega like reminding you Sega's the thing that's going on? I was very perplexed at the second, and it's funny. I've gone back and watched the guys live react on their YouTube and Twitch video, right? And they all start screaming the Super Game. They thought it was gonna be that Sega Super Game or whatever. It is not. Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry. Thank you.
I do appreciate all the different references.
When they do, I was like, okay, I see. When they did the Crazy Taxi license plate, that's when I lost it.
Yeah,
I love Crazy Taxi so much. But bless. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kevin. But even still, I'm still perplexed. What is going on?
And honestly, like I think around here is where I'm starting to get excited because I keep thinking back to like the promotions they did of like the new era and all that stuff, which again was making me think like, are they doing a new console? And then like as you get further into it and once you get into the games, right?
Shinobi.
Like you have the Shinobi reference here.
The eye.
The arcade. Let me reintroduce it. And right here, pause. Yeah. Right here is when I lost it in my seat. Like I wish there was a camera on me for right when I saw this shot because I mean Jet Set Radio is so recognizable just from the get-go. And so like upon seeing it, I was like, oh, they're doing it. Like this is, and from here I was like, oh my god, I can't believe we're actually doing this.
For me, like again, you know, at the end of this trailer when they went back to Jeff on stage, he's like, you know, we've done a lot of game reviews, but 5 and 1, blah blah.
Yeah.
For me personally, you know, you see this kind of stuff and you're used to one reveal.
Yeah.
So I saw this and immediately my hopes dashed. Because don't get me wrong, I know I'm not talking crap about Jet Set Radio. It's just that it's not a Greg game.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh.
See, for me, it was a thing of, oh, I didn't think this would ever happen. Like a modern Jet Set Radio type game, especially because we're in an age where you don't see extreme sports games that often, right? Like even the popular ones, like the Tony Hawks of the world, are few and far between. And even I'm like, I don't know when the next time I'm going to get one of those is. It's been so long since we got something that was Jet Set Radio that was new.
Yeah.
And like seeing it look like this, where it is. Not only is it the art style, there's a word for cell shading. Not only is it like the cell shading type art style, right? But it's that plus the fidelity of it. Like you look around and the city looks really cool.
Yeah.
And then also just the movement looks really fun. They're doing all like the different skateboarding tricks, the grabs, the flips, and all that stuff. And I'm like, you don't see games like this. You don't see games look this colorful that often. And so, yeah, no, I immediately popped for this.
All right, sorry, roll back on, Kev.
I love how we're already doing like those.
I know, we're already breaking it down.
Yeah.
Like, let's watch through it.
Let's watch through it. Streets of Rage, which is fascinating.
If you want to pause and roll back to it, because we can just do it game by game rather than like, you know, come back at the very end of it or whatever. Yeah. Streets of Rage, another one I popped for. And again...
Did you know Streets of Rage?
No.
Okay.
It was after the fact, right? Because, again, this is all happening so fast in real time in the auditorium, right? Where I'm like, what is happening? And there had been rumors of Virtua Fighter. They've talked about it since the right. But it was that thing of like, okay, cool. But like, for me, when I talk about my Sega lineage, right? I mean, there's buying convincing my parents to buy the Master System and then getting my Genesis and continuing on. But like Streets of Rage, man, me and Mike Boylan sitting in my basement drinking Cokes and playing Streets of Rage, like that is such a memory, a core memory. So to see because we just had Streets of Rage 4, obviously, to see a more reinvented, what is this going to look like? Again, Sega really trying to not reboot themselves, but come in with these new franchises, as they say, I think, new era, new energy. I'm all for it.
Exactly.
Sorry, keep going, Kev. Same thing here as, you're rolling through and doing all stuff. Again, bam. The Shinobi is gorgeous.
Yeah, this looks incredible. And honestly, like, I love this as a direction for Sega. You don't see this that often. Golden Axe.
Yeah, back to this one, Golden Axe, another Greg memory, right? Like, Shinobi, I don't have, do you have it?
No,
Shinobi, yeah.
I don't really
Shinobi was
have
never my game. So if you want to roll back to it, Kev, just for this like breakdown rewind we're doing, what caught me off guard was how gorgeous it looked, right? And I think that is going to be the thing that resonates in this day and age, right? For all the games, you want to talk about the success of something like The Messenger, right?
Yeah.
And it having that inspiration of the Shinobi.
For me, it's the variety. Like, we've known Sega, modern Sega, as being Persona, Yakuza, right? Like, there's an idea of what you're getting at. It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
That I feel like has dominated Sega's identity. But when you look at the variety here, like, this looks incredible. Shinobi looks like this modern Shinobi looks like something so fresh and so different for Sega. It almost reminds me of when you look at other publishers and they have like EA Originals or Ubisoft have the UbiArt games. This almost looks like a Sega UbiArt game in a way.
100%. And Kev, feel free to leave the music off. We're just talking now, and they're just playing music. It doesn't matter. You want to go ahead? The one, like we're saying, Golden Axe. This is another one, dude, of like the classic arcade Golden Axe that was then on Sega consoles. Like, that is another one that I had that we would sit there and we would play, me and Mike Boylan and a bunch of my other friends, and sit there. And I remember there was one section where you could walk the enemies off, and I felt so cool. I would go, walk them off. You know what I mean? Because I was like, playing. You know how games were in the day.
Oh, yeah.
You had to have
messing around with the
you had to have a strategy as you went. This one looks rad, right? Like, this isn't what you'd expect Golden Axe to look like, which is good. I don't think I don't need just another Golden Axe. Like, this almost looks like a third-person action RPG, if you would. You know what I mean? Maybe just a third-person action game or whatever. But if there's I'm sure there'll be some kind of leveling and stuff in there. I'd be excited for that. I want to know what that's about.
It's fascinating how they're picking and choosing and placing these because, to go, okay, Shinobi's going to be this 2D, really cool art style, action type of game. And then Golden Axe is going to be the third-person action game that is going to have the 3D models and stuff. Like, I find that fascinating. Yeah, you can keep going now.
Yeah, sorry, Kev.
Yeah, we got the new energy.
And here it is.
And Crazy
God
Taxi.
Damn it,
which
yes!
Looks incredible.
In San Francisco, we're back. Like, again, the amount of times I've said on podcasts, why do we not have another Crazy Taxi? Why have we not gotten another Crazy Taxi? For me, this is it. This is the biggest one in there. It's my favorite. Like, Crazy Taxi for me, when I was in high school and I would wait to get picked up, I would go across the street to the Target and play the Dreamcast kiosk they had. And I would play Crazy Taxi on that. When the Dreamcast died, RIP, and I never bought one because I'd been burned on a Sega Saturn, I immediately got Crazy Taxi on PS2 when it came out. And then that became the friends are over there. Who can S rank this? How can we, abuse the boost as much as possible to get the craziest scores possible? Another one, like, this says early development footage. Obviously, it's still rough. It's very not rough, I should say. It's very barren, I think, as you look at it or whatever. I can't wait to see what this develops into.
Oh, yeah.
The car looks great.
The car looks great. Like the lights and effects that are flying off the wheels look really interesting, right? It makes me think that whatever the UI ends up being is going to be something that's fun and arcadey.
Now, when you look at this, do you immediately jump to multiplayer? Because, it looks like we have 3 cabs and a cop chasing you. That looks like, a mode you're going to get, I would guess, from that.
And that'd be awesome, right? I think when you go back to the idea of the like new era, new energy, quote unquote, I like the idea that is also including new ideas. And so we talked about Golden Axe being a different thing. Crazy Taxi, I think you have to do more than just bring back Crazy Taxi, right? I think you have to bring it back and then figure out how to level it up and make it something that's interesting. And I go back to the amount of variety, but also I go back to conversations we have about games that could feel dated, right? Or like we see other publishers maybe chase the PS2 era in a way where it's like, okay, well, like this, there's a reason why a lot of these games we don't see as much nowadays. I think we're going to go back and you're going to bring back Crazy Taxi or a game like Jet Set Radio. You got to find the ways to make it modern and fun. And I like the idea that they're doing that, but then, like, this still gives me PS2 vibes in a good way, right? It gives me Dreamcast vibes in a good way. Give me the colors, give me the arcade nature. But then, like, if you want to add in, like, multiplayer, if you want to add in, like, the cool things to make it feel like a 2023 and beyond type of game, then that's what you need to do, right? And you should go for it.
Kevin, go ahead and just let it loop from here on out while we talk it out. Like, I think, that's the biggest thing about it, and you nail it, right? Of like, these have to be modern versions of these. What does this game look like in 2023? And I think even as somebody with all the nostalgia for Sega in the world, perhaps where they faltered in the past is just putting out a collection, is just putting out a port. It isn't about, all right, what does a 24, 25, whatever these end up being, Crazy Taxi, Shinobi, Golden Axe look like? And again, for Golden Axe, you look at that and be like, oh, this doesn't look anything like the Golden Axe I know or I remember, right, from arcades or from, my consoles, my early consoles. It's that thing of like, well, good, it shouldn't, because like even with Streets of Rage 4, I looked at it, I played it a bit. I was like, oh, that's very cute and it gives me memories, but it didn't make me feel like I got to go play this. Like I got to jump into this.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather it be, hey, it is something newer. We're taking a chance or we're taking an IP and doing something different with it or, expanding on what it should be.
Yeah. And, I look through these games and Jet Set Radio, I think for me is my standout. That's the one that I get most excited for because that's the one I have most nostalgia for. For me, I like this entire trailer just for the idea of it feels like this is Sega going, hey, we know who we are, we know what our legacy has been, and we know that we've been leaving things on the table that that could be exciting for the audience, but because the way business works, right, like we end up focusing in on Sonic, Persona, Yakuza, because we know that that's what makes money, we know that's what people want. The new era, new energy thing, it reminds me, did you ever see the commercials from I think it was either Domino's or Papa John's, I forget which one it was, of like them being like, yeah, we know our pizza tastes like cardboard.
Domino's,
it was the Domino's where they were like, hey, we're redoing our recipe, like we're giving it to a bunch of people, they're telling you their impressions of it. Oh man, this doesn't taste like cardboard anymore, right? Like that was the whole idea of those commercials. This almost feels like that for Sega in a low-key way where they're like, hey, we have all these things on the table. We know who we are as Sega, and we know that we have an identity that could be more exciting, that could be more, oh man, like when you think of Sega, you get excited. And right now, for what they're placing here right in front of us, I look at this and I'm like, yo, if they nail this, I'm going to be excited just as Sega as an identity. 100%. And I think I think that's a job well done for this trailer.
Yeah, I think, it's so easy to rely on nostalgia and memories and just put out more of the same. For them to come out here and be like, no, let's take these IP that people do love and have fond memories of and make them modern, do something different with them. I think that's going to benefit them in a way that just Crazy Taxi 2023 wouldn't.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I'm very excited for this.
Me too. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of Sega's Power Surge? Let us know in the comments, of course, if you grew up as a Sega kid like I did. I think Blessing kind of did, right?
A little bit. I had friends. It was Freddie that had Jet Set Radio feature. And then where did I play Crazy Taxi? I forget where I played Crazy Taxi. That might have been at church.
Nice.
I also had Simpsons Hit and Run, which was kind of like Crazy Taxi. Yeah,
very much so, very much so. Let us know in the comments. Keep your eyes peeled. Thank you, Sega, for sponsoring this video. And until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.